laryngitis, la voce to me.
Evil wears many faces. Sometimes evil can be as hideous as a purple octopus with white hair. Sometimes it can be as menacing as a smiling Bengal tiger. Sometimes it can be as unassuming as the kid next door. Sometimes it can be as welcoming as your own mother. Regardless of what evil looks like, our favorite kids' movies often have villains that still have the power to conjure up nightmares. Hey folks, welcome to The Binger. In this video, we're going to look at 10 of the most rotten, selfish, evil antagonists in some of your favorite children's movies. Lord Farquaad. Some villains employ physical intimidation to push their evil agendas. Others apply the force of their charismatic personalities to bring about a reign of terror. And then there's Lord Maximus Farquaad of Duloc. Lord Farquaad has neither the physical presence nor the charming nature to bring his plans to fruition. He's cruel, greedy, and short with a temperament to match his height. And those are his good points. Farquaad is a hateful, bitter little man, and he takes his hatred out on the fairy tale creatures of Duloc. He banishes most of them to the swamps outside the kingdom, and into the territory of a certain ornery ogre with a Scottish brogue. He conspires with a magical mirror to marry a princess, then sends said ogre on a doomed mission to slay a dragon. Farquaad even tortures a gingerbread man to find out where the rest of the creatures are hiding.
No, not the buttons! Not my gumdrop button!
His efforts fail to get him any useful information, leaving him only with crumbs. Get it? Crumbs because he's a gingerbread man. All right, I'll go. Shere Khan. Some villains like to intimidate their targets with threats of physical violence. Others prefer to charm their victims with their manners and sophistication. The main villain of Disney's The Jungle Book does both with equal skill. The menacing Bengal tiger Shere Khan believes that he is the rightful ruler of the jungle. He carries himself as a benevolent ruler, behaving with what he believes to be the grace and dignity befitting a monarch. However, he's not above resorting to his animal nature, cowing his subjects into submission with his dangerous fangs and razor-sharp claws. While every animal in the jungle fears the wrath of Khan, there's one resident of the rainforest that strikes fear into the big cat: man. He despises humans because of their control over the weapons he fears the most: fire and guns. When Shere Khan learns that the other animals have been sheltering the man-cub Mowgli, his facade of civility quickly crumbles. When the jungle cat prepares to strike down Mowgli, Baloo and his pals must step in to save the man-cub from becoming Khan's next meal. Ursula the Sea Witch. Who lives in a skeleton under the sea? Here's a hint, it's not SpongeBob. The tentacled temptress Ursula the Sea Witch created an underwater lair out of the remains of a leviathan. Ursula's magic allows her to help her clients achieve their heart's desire, in exchange for a teeny tiny part of themselves. When her, quote, clients fail to fulfill the ends of their agreement, they find a new permanent home in Ursula's lair, as poor unfortunate souls. King Triton, the ruler of Atlantica, the undersea kingdom of merpeople, banished Ursula for employing dark magic. Since then, Ursula has sought out her revenge, as well as the trident that gives Triton his power. When Triton's daughter Ariel comes to Ursula to seek out a way to get Prince Eric to fall in love with her, Ursula seizes her opportunity. She transforms Ariel's tail fin into a pair of shapely legs, allowing Ariel to walk on land. All Ursula asks for in return is Ariel's voice. The scheming cephalopod even transforms herself into the vivacious Vanessa, a romantic rival for Prince Eric, in hopes of using Ariel against her father. Sid Phillips. The old saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. In the case of Sid Phillips from Toy Story, one kid's toys are another kid's test subjects. Sid derives his greatest pleasure from experimenting on toys, especially when those toys don't belong to him. He executed a double bypass brain transplant when he put the head of his pterodactyl toy on the body of his sister's Janie doll. He studied the effects of post-traumatic stress on action figures when he exploded a Combat Carl figure with an M80. He created a menagerie of mutant toys, including Babyface, Jingle Joe, and Roller Bob. He even showed signs of becoming an aspiring NASA scientist when he strapped Buzz Lightyear to a rocket. Some observers would say that Sid is looking for ways to express his creativity. Others would note that Sid's stunts are less about destroying toys and more about creating new and innovative ways to play. So is Sid truly a villain, or is he just an artiste ahead of his time? Yeah, he's a villain. Yeah, definitely a villain. A sick, twisted, sadistic, destructive, just plain old villain. Lady Tremaine. Sid expresses his sadistic nature with all the subtlety and restraint of a teenage boy. Other villains take a more measured approach when targeting their victims. Cinderella's Lady Tremaine is one of those baddies who lives by the saying, "Revenge is a dish that is best served cold." Cold doesn't even begin to describe this sinister stepmom. Her character crossed over from a stock villain to its very own trope, the evil stepmother. But Lady Tremaine doesn't use physical harm or magical powers to make Cinderella's life miserable. Instead, this devious dame employs psychological warfare to keep her stepdaughter under her thumb. When Cinderella decorates a dress for the ball, Lady Tremaine comments on the accessories that came from her own daughters. This remark prompts the daughters to rip the dress to shreds without the lady of the house needing to lift a finger. But what could make Lady Tremaine hate Cinderella so much? In a word, jealousy. Cinderella has youth, beauty, and the love of her father, all things which Lady Tremaine lacks, and all of which she desires. Judge Claude Frollo. Some villains hide their evil doing behind a veneer of righteousness. They justify their cruelty and arrogance by claiming their actions serve a higher purpose. One of the more notable examples of this trope, at least in the world of Disney movies, is Judge Claude Frollo. Frollo seeks to purge Paris of all of its evils. He sees the Romani people, who he refers to as gypsies, as the city's biggest source of evil. His only redeeming qualities appear when he attempts to care for Quasimodo, a deformed infant that Frollo raises as his son. Even then, Frollo restricts Quasimodo's movements, preventing him from attending the Festival of Fools. When Frollo becomes enamored with a Romani girl Esmeralda, he refuses to take responsibility for his deep-seated feelings. Instead, he blames the gypsy girl for putting a spell on him and tries to eliminate her. When Quasimodo tries to save her, Frollo turns on him. Unlike other villains, Frollo believes that he's doing the right thing, regardless of whatever damage he causes. His belief in his self-righteousness makes him one of Disney's most dangerous villains. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil doesn't want to take over a kingdom. She's not seeking vengeance. She doesn't want to destroy a family or ruin her rival's life. All she wants is the ultimate fashion statement, a fur coat. The errant heiress even says, "I live for furs, I worship furs." So what makes her so evil? The coat of her dreams is made from the fur of 99 Dalmatian puppies. If anyone deserves the title of ultimate villain, it's someone who wants a fur coat made out of cute little puppies. When Cruella finds out that her former classmate Anita Radcliffe not only has a pair of adult Dalmatians, but also a litter of 15 puppies, she thinks she's hit the jackpot. When Anita refuses to sell the puppies, Cruella hires a pair of goons, Horace and Jasper, to steal them for her. It's up to the puppies' parents, Pongo and Perdita, to prevent their progeny from becoming a fashion faux pas. Thanks to their canine companions, the parents rescue the pups, as well as the 84 other dogs headed for the furrier. Scar. Be prepared! It's not just the motto of the Boy Scouts. It's the signature song for one of Disney's most popular villains from one of its most enduring films. As the usurper of the throne to the Pride Lands, Scar showed the total opposite of the morally straight qualities embodied in the Scouts' oath. The jealous jungle cat eliminated Mufasa, the leader of the Pride, who took over his kingdom. While Mufasa's son Simba had the signature song, "I Just Can't Wait to Be King," Scar took that idea as far as he could. Scar framed Simba for his crime, forcing the young cub into exile. Once Scar took over the Pride, his hubris and arrogance almost led to the demise of the remaining lions. When the now grown Simba returns to retake the throne, he and Scar fight atop Pride Rock. Scar even betrays his hyena henchmen, who remind him of his promise that they'll never go hungry again. When they take their bloody revenge on the fallen Scar, the big cat's carcass makes sure that he fulfills that promise. The Other Mother. Have you ever wished your mother was, well, different? Have you ever thought of how her hair could look better, or how her clothes could look newer, her attitude could be nicer? Well, as the old saying goes, be careful what you wish for. In the 2009 film Coraline, a young girl gets her wish when she visits the other world. Every member of Coraline's real-world family has a counterpart in the other world, including her other mother. The only difference? The others have black buttons for eyes. Coraline's other mother also has another secret. She's a witch. Not in the grumpy mom with a bad attitude way. She's a witch in the kidnaps children and feeds on their souls way. In reality, she's the beldam, an ancient creature that lures children into Otherworld with treats and games. She imprisons them and uses their souls to keep herself alive. One of the most disturbing aspects of the beldam is how she offers children the promise of unselfish motherly love, only to use it for selfish purposes. Lord Voldemort. From a motherly magical menace, we finish the list with the main man of mystical mayhem. He who must not be named originally went by the name of Tom Marvolo Riddle. Young Tom was the son of a Muggle father and a pure-blood witch. When Tom's father abandoned him and his mother, he developed a searing hatred for the Muggle realm. As a student at Hogwarts, he opened the Chamber of Secrets and framed Hagrid for it, leading to Hagrid's expulsion. When his magical talents matured, he abandoned his Muggle name and rearranged it into a name that would strike fear in the wizarding world: Lord Voldemort. Voldemort would launch a crusade against Muggles, especially against those Muggles who displayed a talent for magic. Despite being half Muggle himself, Voldemort believed that only pure-blood wizards should use magic. His charisma and magical abilities swayed many powerful wizards, such as Lucius Malfoy and Bellatrix Lestrange, to take up his cause. His unswerving belief in his power and his cause made him the most powerful and dangerous dark wizard in history. So, what do you think? Are there any dastardly evildoers that we might have missed? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Binger to get notified about our latest videos. As always, thanks a lot for watching.